When you know who you are, decision making completely changes. Most people aren't overwhelmed because they have too many choices in their life. They're overwhelmed because they don't know which choice belongs to them. When you know what belongs to you, decisions change. Everything becomes a little easier, a little simpler, a little more intuitive, and a lot quicker. Because when you know who you are, truly know who you are, this becomes easier. Like I said, your purpose becomes the filter by which you make all of your choices. And I think this is one of the biggest misunderstandings around purpose work. Hi, I'm Laura Clark, Purpose and Vision Alchemist, who help those who are in a self-leadership journey align with their inner knowing, awaken their intuition so that they can step into greater support for everything in their life. I'm using this mug today because of the clarity in the white, right? It's also a little blue in it. And blue is about emotions, and purpose work is very emotional. Right. So here's the thing. People think purpose is inspirational and motivational and something beautiful that you frame on your wall and write in your journal, which is true, but it's so much more than that. And the biggest thing that will be a mindset shift for you is that purpose is practical. It changes how you choose. It changes what or who you tolerate. It changes where you spend your time. It changes what opportunities, because we have so many of them coming at us. It changes what opportunities you say yes to. And it lets you say no to what no longer feels aligned. Purpose is that thing, right? It's an entity. Yes, we can describe it. Yes, we can articulate it in 5 words or less, but it really is an essence. It's the energetic truth of who you are. And when you become able to recognize it, be aware of it, articulate it so that you are continually saying it to yourself so it bubbles up, you start embodying it as the truth. Let's talk about this. There's some insights. Unclear identity creates confusion. Think about this. Think about a time that was very confusing in your life and the choices were not clear. Which way do I go? What do I do? You weren't clear about your identity. And most people will think that they struggle with decision making because they need more clarity, more strategy, more confidence. Yes, we all need more clarity, more strategy, more confidence. But really, the real issue is that you haven't fully decided on who you are, because that is the essence of you. So at that point, when you haven't fully decided, every room looks different. Every opinion matters to you. Every opportunity becomes very emotionally exhausting, and it creates internal noise. When you don't know your energetic center, you start, your sun is your energetic center, your purpose is your energetic center. And when you don't know that, you start orbiting around everybody else's centers. And oftentimes they don't know what their center is either. And things become chaotic. But when you know the threat that the universe, your purpose, has been trying to show you all already in your life, in the things that naturally light you up, in the things that repeatedly call to you and bring you alive, what keeps resurfacing. It's a pattern and a resonance, and it's that deeper essence that has always been there, quietly saying, this way. This is who you are. Not loudly, not with force, but consistently. Like your best friend, always looking over your shoulder is your purpose. And when you begin to pay attention to these patterns, that natural rhythm of your energy, not because you're orbiting around somebody else's sun, because you're orbiting around your own. It's like somebody's given you the energetic roadmap to your life. And you've stopped abandoning listening to yourself and that roadmap. Let me know if this is resonating with you below in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because that is where these truth bombs, these Mug Musings come help bring your life into greater awareness, and you get to live based on your wisdom. So another thing that is exhausting is self-betrayal. Think of when somebody has betrayed you, and we've all had that, and whether it's been a little betrayal or a big consequential betrayal. It's exhausting, right? But self-betrayal is even more exhausting. I'm going to get up at 5, and then you say 6, and then you say 7, and already you're late to getting your day started. That's betraying yourself. And we do that constantly with ourselves, right? Well, our friend, we make a coffee date with them, and we keep it. But you make a coffee date with yourself, and it easily gets pushed aside to something else. And that's why you can be so tired right now. It's because you keep making decisions against the decisions you've already made for yourself. You say yes when your body says no. You say go, go, go when your body says rest. You stay quiet when your truth wants to speak. And I'm not talking about being uncompassionate and angry and speaking from that negative place, speaking from that compassionate truth that lies within you. And self-betrayal is shape-shifting yourself to fit into a room. I remember I'm dating myself back in the 70s, when my mother was trying to put me in the nice uniforms, right, for school. And there was all this great set of pants that had sparkly, I think 70s, sparks on them and colors and different designs. And I was like, I want, and she finally acquiesced, and I wore it to school, and I didn't have to speak. I was just like, this is me, right? Sometimes we dress to shapeshift ourselves, and it can be exhausting. Our soul, our soul becomes quieter. People will say, well, my soul's really tired. Your soul doesn't get tired. Your soul doesn't get tired. Your soul has this essence that is you, and it's never tired. It just sits back patient. But it becomes more cynical, and it gets further back when you betray yourself. But when you know who you are, the boundaries for yourself start meaning something. And the boundaries you have for others stop feeling mean. And they start feeling good and honest. And you stop needing others' approval. Your decisions are rooted in alignment, and that creates coherence. And your energy sharpens. And I'll tell you, if you want to work on your intuition, embrace your purpose, because your intuition, that soul's truth, becomes sharp and strong. And your hesitation decreases. You're like, oh yeah, that's it. I'm doing that. You may not know how you're doing it, but you know you're going to do it. You're no longer asking, how am I going to get accepted? You begin to say, what is true for me? And that's a very different place to live life. Purpose then becomes this internal compass. It's not just about your career or your business or your job title. One of the things in my life as a spiritual awakener has been, what's my job title? Life coach, that doesn't fit. Soul coach, yes, a little bit, but that's not completely what it is. I call myself a purpose envision alchemist to help others understand them. But it's not really my total job today. My purpose to awaken wisdom, 3 words, to awaken wisdom. It's my internal compass, whether it's my own wisdom, a wisdom of somebody I'm in relationship with, a client, my business entity. That purpose helps guide, and it guides you through life. It affects how you love, what you read, how you lead, when you rest. When was the last time you gave yourself permission to rest? Your purpose is how you create, it's how you speak. Most importantly, it's how you serve, because we are all here to serve ourselves, serve our family, serve our community. And when you begin to live from that deeper truth, decision making becomes clean, not perfect, because we're imperfect humans, but cleaner. You stop forcing yourself to live you take your circle self and you stop forcing it in the square box. You stop chasing identities that look and feel impressive, but maybe help you feel empty. And people begin feeling your presence different. And that embodiment is magic. That's the law of attraction. The clues have always been there. And the question is, are you willing to trust them? So here's what I want you to muse on, reflect on. Where are you making decisions because you're in self-betrayal? Ouch, that's tough. Then just go back to thinking when you woke up this morning. Make it easy for yourself. And you said, I got to get up. And you hit the alarm clock, or you got up. The decision to get up, did you make that betraying your choice or in alignment? Then you can go deeper. Do you have a more aware question, discerning question? What might change if purpose became your filter? What might change in your life when purpose becomes your filter? So sit with that. If this Mug Musing resonated with you, please make sure you subscribe and start fully embodying the life you were actually meant to live. Remember, wisdom isn't just meant to be learned, it's meant to be lived. So keep smiling and mug on.